Hello, 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 everybody. This is Arlene Arnold, and I'm with Leslie Romine, and we're here to help you look at the focus for the week. And we're also looking into the focus for the month. And this month is going so fast, I cannot believe how fast it's going. And it's an interesting time to be alive. And today is the equinox. Our spring equinox now. In other parts of the world, it's different, but this is our spring equinox. And so we're going to talk a little bit about that. And we're going to do some interesting look into the cards. So we are really kind of excited about what is happening right now, even though you're probably like us that there's so many frustrations because we're just coming out of what's the one that is going direct?
Mercury.
Yeah, Mercury is just going back direct. And when Mercury is not direct, you have all kinds of things, problems with computers, right, Leslie? So that's very frustrating, but we're getting there. So I see a bunch of you. It's so sweet to have you here. We're just so excited that you're here. So Leslie, let's go ahead and get started. And
Sure.
the focus for March is unraveling. And, you know, when you look around, some things don't seem to be unraveling, but other things you can see the edges of things starting to fall apart. And I think it's really important for us as we look at this to uh, pay attention, but not get overwhelmed. So, what would you say about unraveling, Leslie?
I was thinking of what I heard from another teacher source this morning that um, it's a time of an unraveling in that we are going through a transformative process. And when you think about nature, things break down and then they reconstitute and then they regrow. And so I know that, I mean, for me, myself, that the words unraveling or breaking down, breaking through is really purposefully to help us to raise our consciousness level and to help us realize the being that we are and what powers we have in just so many ways of influence of each other and make having our energy be awake and aware and working. So
And after the unraveling gets to a certain point and we're ready to manifest, it's really important that we are ready because we are among those who are aware of what's going on. And some are caught in the fear and the anger and a lot of other things that we need to be holding this place for what can be manifested after the unraveling. So that unraveling may go on for a while, but let's begin now to really know that we are here to help in the manifesting after the unraveling is finished. And I don't know, there might still be unraveling going on for a few years, even, but we will be in the process of bringing new things in as well at that time. So, our luminary for this month has been Core Crucible. And boy, is Core Crucible such an important luminary. It's a number 9. And here's a piece that I took out of the book, Entering the Fiery Furnace. Do you see the fiery furnace here in Core Crucible? Entering the fiery furnace of transformation means there's no turning back. The die is cast, the way is set. All else pales in comparison to this crucial step on the spiritual journey. Nothing will be the same again. And I know you don't want to hear that because we mostly don't like change. But this is going to be change in the direction that we've been hoping for humanity for so very long. And the big change that we are going through in this unraveling can create stress. And if we recognize that this is necessary to bring forward the evolution within ourselves and humanity, it's a good thing. It's really a good thing. Let's trust our inner selves that are speaking to us during this change. So if you get uncomfortable with the change, trust your inner knowing. Go in there and be a part of receiving what it is that we are being brought and what our part is. And then we are guided gently and clearly. So we don't have to worry, am I ready? We're ready. We've been in a process for a long time. And you don't have to worry that I don't know what my part is, because what will happen is as you listen to your inner self, it'll come to you step by step. And it's one of those things of you'll get a nudge and you know that it's time for you to do a certain thing. And so you don't have to worry about that. You just have to be present and listen.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It's interesting because as those things, the unraveling happens and the evolution begins, it's like going through the process at first might feel scary or taxing or whatever you want to say. And as we come out the other side, I have found when I come out the other side, it's like, I begin to recognize, like, wow, that is going to make my life easier because this was accomplished, and even though it's new and I still got to get used to it, I can be patient. I can ask for help, that kind of stuff. I have resources. And sometimes, we get so into a usual way of doing something. It's really hard to shift that at first. But it almost seems to be like I am guided, or I am at least helped in the process, and I can ask for help and the help is there. So it's a real process of doing this.
And a crucible helps us in this process.
Mm-hmm.
Because sometimes I put it all the way around me and I'm standing right in the middle of this beautiful red and yellow center here. And then sometimes it's under my feet as I'm using the colors to come through my body and energy field and bring out what is not in the alignment for me. And it goes into core crucible, and then it is resolved into a different kind of energy. So core crucible is a wonderful partner in this process of unraveling and dealing with the energies that we know are not what we are about at this time.
Yeah, absolutely. Many times useful.
So the next one is the color black, the strength in black. We've been working with that this month. And black is such a wonderful color. What I picked out from the color card book is focus and hard work. Now, I kind of have a little bit of I don't know if I like that, because as an Aries, I've had to learn, don't just keep working hard and burn yourself out. But focus here is what I really see, and I hope that you'll see this too. Because you are willing to face whatever comes, and it looks like Sandra has had some daughter-in-law and the kids went through something. So whatever comes, Sandra, you are able to focus on what you need to do. And you are not afraid to put your complete effort into change. This is going further than just an incident, but that's part of what we're learning to do, is to be focused in the moment and then to know what the action is. Sometimes it's not an action, it's just being there holding the energy. So this focus of energy allows you to move forward at a rapid pace, or at a different kind of pace than you may have done in the past. But it allows us to evolve, to move forward in the journey that we're on. And because you have learned to move from the inside out. Remember, we've talked about this many times. And when we move from the inside, which is our soul knowing, and we move to the outside, which is the action in the world, then you will know the right timing to act. You will pay attention to the intuitive nudge that says, act now. And you will also stay in your personal flow so that you don't get ahead or behind of your highest and best action. So I think that we have to really pay attention to Black, because it helps us with the focus. It helps us to be ready when the nudge comes and we know that it's time to act. And then we'll also be coming from our inner self, so we know what the action is.
And I want to point out that there's Black surrounding this also.
Yes. So did you have anything more you want to say about Black?
Oh, I think that put it very, very well. When we are willing to do it, if we have to move quickly, we can. If we can say, oh, this is something that needs to be taken care of in a certain way, we can. And it allows us to do it. And I think when we carry that awareness that we are being guided, that we are being supported in doing that kind of tamps down the kind of worry or that kind of thing we might be having about it.
I think that's right. I want to take a moment for Sandra's daughter-in-law and the kids, and let's just send lots of love. We know that they're being held in the arms of the source, and that they are being brought into, I'm seeing again, this is one of the luminaries that's been with me very much lately. It's called Sweetness. Here, I have it right here. I'm going to take this down so I can show it to you. So this is the Sweetness card. And let's just imagine that Sweetness is around this family and around Sandra, because this is just a hard kind of thing when this happens to your loved one. And I have a granddaughter that's in the hospital right now too. So her name is Ashley. If you would just send a Sweetness to her, that would be wonderful too. And if anybody else has something that's happened, that's part of what we're here for. So let us know in the comments.
And we just hold that and hold healing energies with all the people that are working with them and them themselves.
Yeah, and Sandra said that this is one of the spirit nudges that wasn't paid attention to. And at the same time of this being a really strong message, we can still have that wonderful energy of Sweetness there to help her go through this, to help Sarah pay attention. Yeah. So thank you for that.
Lots of love.
Yes. All right. Well, our cards for this week, we have 2 luminaries and a color card. The first luminary is called Awakened, and it has the numbers 4 and 9. And this is the part that I picked out for today. You are born anew, transformed, empowered, and ready to serve in a world that has come of age. Now, you might say, sometimes I get these things, I go, "Are you kidding? I don't feel like I'm born anew." Some days it doesn't feel like that. But this is what we are being told, is that been going through a process, and all of you here have been doing this process. The fact that you're here with us means that you are part of this process. And so just feel how you are born anew in your inner self, and how you take care of yourself, and where you go when something comes up, because there's a lot of things coming up in the physical body right now. And it's like you can go into panic, or you can sit with it and say, "Okay, body, what's going on? How can I help?" And we've learned a lot of these things. So it's just reminding each other, because sometimes in the midst of it, we forget. And we are empowered, meaning that we know that we have spirit with us. Our inner self, our soul is with us. We have lots of uh, uh, other kinds of help that comes from the unseen world that is helping us. So this is just such a wonderful time for us to remember that we are awakened. Now, remember, it's not awakening, it's awakened. So you have been awakened. Now it is paying attention to these things. So we are finishing this time of deep change. That doesn't mean that we're not going to change again later, because I mean, we're always in evolution. But right now we're in such a major change. So, and as we are finishing this time of change, so we want to really pay attention. And this means that we are new in a certain way. We may be looking at things from a higher frequency. We may be understanding things that we didn't understand before. We have evolved and are ready for what is next, and settle into this new way of feeling and being. And that's so important. Settle into it until it feels like you. This is that flow that is your own personal flow. And it is now changing because you are evolving. And just settle into that and know that you're going to be shown what is next. You're going to be supported in every way.
Yeah, settling in, that gives me a nice feeling. It's like, okay, and part of me knows that it's like it's a new time, a new day, new things going on all around us and within us. And if that feels unsettling, there are ways that we can work with that energy and remind ourselves, hey, we are in this new time, and we can settle into it, knowing that we are fully supported in this time. Um, we're when you said something about we're always evolving, that's the way of nature. That's the way we are. We're part of it all, and so um, evolution can become just normal, and we can think, oh yeah, that's what that is. That's just me evolving, and around with everything else that's evolving, and not to be afraid, but to be discerning too, of saying, what, how do I be in this new way, of being? And I do love looking at this awakened, because it's,
I do too. It just feels like something
mhm,
growing in the center of that.
yeah, fresh.
Yeah, just wonderful.
Hmm.
The other thing that happened to me today, and a lot of times things happen to me before we go into this, because it's something that is part of what you and I can bring to our wonderful group here. But I did what I call napitating, and that's where I gain a lot of information. I'm like halfway asleep and halfway aware. And one of the things I've been doing, Dodie helped me with this, and this is I'm going to take this down so you can see this. Um, this is called calcite. and it's very it helps you be calm and be open and that kind of thing. So I had that as I was napitating. And then what I did, which I've been doing a lot lately, is I go to this place where I experienced the fifth dimensional energy. It's like I went through a portal at one time and was there, and I was like, well, it doesn't seem like there's anything here. And what it was, it's the energy, And so I sort of like saw it as a cloud, and I lay down in the energy and I just asked for some help. And I had an upset stomach, and my body has been tweaking in different places. And by the time I got up from this napitating, I just felt so alive, and so I could feel the things happening to me. I still have some aches and pains, but I am in total belief that as we follow this, and Leslie, we've been talking about transformational tools, long-lasting healing. And I think long-lasting healing comes a step at a time, because it's so much about us learning and being with and allowing and all that kind of thing. And I thought, the change between what I felt before and what I felt when I woke up was like, I just feel so grateful that there is help there, and that as I allow and make myself available, it will happen. So I just want to remind us of this, because it's so important for us to be using our tools.
Yeah. Yes, absolutely.
So, do you want to say anything more about Awakened?
I think just, that the settling was, settling into it is kind of it resonates with me quite a bit, and if I can do that, and sometimes it gets very, very chaotic.
Yeah.
And a lot of times I'll do breathing a color or that kind of thing. I think I don't have time to get a card out. I'm just going to breathe a color, or, do the rainbow sweep, which is, one of the techniques that we use.
Yeah.
And just relax. Tell myself, relax. This is just new. It's a
Yeah.
change, and you're going to be okay.
Yep. And that's how we help each other too. It's just to remind each other, well, have you used the tool? Oh, no.
Yeah. Oh.
Okay, I can use it. Okay, so our other luminary is attunement. Now, that attunement has been a really big deal for me recently. And what I picked out of the book is, oh, by the way, the numbers are 3, 6, and 144. So this is very multidimensional. Allow what is finished to dissolve. Embrace what is. Celebrate the realignment and reconfiguration of your core. Now, if you focus on the center of this and see this as your core, and you focus on your core, this is a really important time for us to allow anything that is finished to be resolved, dissolved, whatever it is. And remember, a core crucible can help us with that. But attunement is helping us to set up a whole new reconfiguration of our own matrix, kind of. There's another one that talks about matrix, but this attunement is so that every part of us is working together. The oneness of the body and the spirit and the mind and everything in us, so that we can operate from this place with everything that we have, everything we know is present and available to us. So then the other thing that I have as a comment about that is, as you notice that old thoughts and beliefs are dissolving, can you be happy for that? can you stay in this moment? Be who you are right now. And we're still in process. Can we be okay with that? Can we recognize that? And can we be happy about where we are and what's happening, knowing where this is going, and stay tuned and attuned in this very whole way so that what we are bringing to our lives and what we are bringing to the world is this newness, this kind of energy that it's hard to see out in the world right now. So, what else about attunement, Leslie?
Um, well, I liked that the part also that kind of goes with this that says, can you stay in the moment and be who you are right now? Not have to go. I mean, some of us might say, oh, well, I better be really attuned right now, and it's like you can't foresee. That's
That's
the beauty of it. It's saying, I'm taking you right where you are, and I'm going to show you this little movement forward, and it might be a big movement forward, but to you, because you're kind of stuck in that same pattern. And so when you get out of that pattern, when you're uh, um, brought through compassion, and I love the color of magenta in here so much.
Oh, I love that magenta color.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it takes you and says, "Here, honey, you need to move forward right now, and you can do this. I'm with you. You can do it. You're
Oh,
ready and able, and um, be happy for this evolvement. Yay, you're evolving.
yeah.
You know,
So sweet. Well, Courtney says she loves 144. That really resonates for her. And, that's going to be more and more true because these higher frequencies are who we are. And
yeah.
it's sort of like this attunement is helping us as our body and our mind and all to come into alignment with something that has so much um, energy in it, like 144.
Mm,
And we can begin to go, oh, I feel comfortable with that. And that's part of telling us that we really are attuning to something that's new and it's starting to feel comfortable.
mhm, absolutely. All right.
So the last one is the strength in brown. And I have three pictures because I couldn't find one. But I think of brown as nature. And look at this cute little puppy. And he has some brown in him. But I think of brown as being so loving and so caring, and brown is here to just wrap this little guy up and have him feel at ease. And then here's this one that it's a bear, and again, it has a very much of a sweetness to it. It's not this thing that you think is going to eat you up. It's just part of nature, and the colors in it are so soothing.
Mm,
And then there's this one of this woman, and she, the what's there has a lot of brown in it, but there's just the sense of what I feel in brown in that picture. So, what I picked from the color card book is the section that's called Feeling Deeply. Now, see if this applies to you. Because you are so connected to your body, you feel through all your senses. See, I think that's happening, that we are more and more being really connected to our bodies and this allowing all the senses. The senses for me have a lot to do with the orange, which is the second chakra. And the more that we feel through the senses, the more we will feel connected to the earth. And brown is so much a part of that. And we'll feel brown in us and through us. And the other thing that Brown says, you feel what others feel as well. you are open to all of these feelings, knowing that what you experience does not need to overwhelm you. The earth will recycle any emotions that you are ready to release. So we're living in a world that is so emotional, um, when you're empathic, when you're intuitive, and you pick that kind of stuff up, what we want to do is be able to recognize, oh, I feel like I just have taken on a whole bunch uh, of feelings from the world that aren't mine, and this is not healthy for me. So basically, you can have the earth recycle those emotions and take that it's energy. So as it's recycled, then and that will mean that it changes form, and it basically is released from you, and it can be energy that can the earth can use for something else. So we are being taught to appreciate what we feel. Let's allow the earth to transmute any emotions that are not ours or that are no longer serving us. This is part of our growth and maturity. So when we get in the middle of this, if we can just stop and take a breath and say, okay, I've taken on something that's not mine, and just allow the earth to recycle it, allow it to just melt away. And then you come back to, okay, this is what I'm feeling that's real for me.
Mhm. Yeah, I love your pictures. The you know, letting the earth take it is part of. Um, I think also we talk about grounding. That's that same idea, is to allow that part of nature to you to connect with that again, and to I like to visualize it as the bear, or as or just actually go outside
Yeah.
and put my feet on the earth, and breathe the air, and just take it in, and realize I am part of that. I am part of the earth and that energy, and that um, the earth is a great recycler, is what I think sometimes, and it can take this energy, and it moves it and moves it, and uh, moves it out of myself also, to just release and let go of those thoughts, or those energies, and feel like myself again, because sometimes it feels foreign, when you get into it, and then it's
Yeah.
like, that's not what I want. Okay, let's release that, and now let it go. And brown is great for doing that.
And the other thing
Mhm.
is that we don't want to get caught in that place of getting scared because we're feeling all this stuff that's going on in the world. So if you stop and I like to imagine that I'm in the garden and I've got my shoes off and my toes are in this beautiful, wonderful earth, and that helps me to connect with earth, and that kind of thing can immediately allow all this other stuff to be dissolved because it's in a totally different frequency. It's very heavy, and the beautiful brown that comes from the earth is just so cozy and so loving, and it kind of just wraps its arms around you.
Mhm. Mm, absolutely.
So there's a question here from Night Eagle, and that is about tangerine. What we have, and I'm thinking about bringing this course up at this time. I was just waiting for that nudge. But tangerine is the orange with a little bit of yellow. And when we go into our color course 201, it is a whole nother set of colors that are in between the chakra colors. And I think that that's the one that you're probably tapping into. And just be with it and ask it to tell you about itself. And it'll be really interesting what comes to you. But obviously, it's something that's developing in you, and it will allow you to have an experience. So be with that color and just know that it's part of the evolution that we're working on.
Mhm. Mhm. Yeah.
All right.
Uh,
Go ahead.
we're going to do announcements in just a
Yeah.
moment, but I wanted to mention uh, Night Eagle, if you could write a name like that you would like to be known by,
Yeah.
when we do our readings, we can do that if if you feel comfortable on that.
That's good.
Yeah.
All right. So the things that are coming up is yesterday we had the Intuitive Circle. It was a wonderful group, and I know Jeannie's here. She was part of that, and I didn't see John here, but he was a part of that. And so there's I'm at twice a month now. I'm doing one is the Intuitive Circle, and then next week on Thursday, what's coming up is Journal with Your Knowing Self. Such a good way because you can get answers there. You can do Journal with your body, and you could get answers from your body. So I really encourage you to be a part of that. What I would say is please go to, and I'll put it in here, transformationaltools.com. And that's our website. And if you then go to, well, just go to that because that will take you, let me make sure I spelled it right. Yeah. That will take you to our homepage. And on the homepage, you will find a little box that says a journal with your knowing self, and that will take you where you can sign up for it. And if you would like to be a part of our the Vortal, which is our subscription group, um, it's just $7 a month, and you get a free first month. So you see if it's something you like. And for the people that are part of that, there is no cost to these classes that we do. And there's also an opportunity to meet as a group once a month. So you can find that by going to transformationaltools.com/Vortal, VORTAL, and find out about that. So we just have some things that are going on. One, for Transformational Tools, part of what we're here for is to help you have a community that really understands and that just embraces you just as you are. You don't have to do any kind of changing or hold anything back. In this group, we receive you the way you are. And then we also give you tools that you can use. And and then Monday, tomorrow, this coming Monday, is the Portex, right, Leslie?
Yes.
You want to tell them about that?
The Portex is a hour-long meeting or so that Will and I do together. And it is for people that are in transformational tools and that want to get together and talk about a certain topic. Many times we start with a meditation and then a check-in. And the check-in is, how are you and where are you, how are you doing, that kind of thing. And then we sometimes we get talking about our topic, but it's very relaxed, very open, very welcoming, and it's a time for us to be in community and share with each other.
And Leslie does an absolutely beautiful meditation at the beginning of it, which is just really helps us to be fully present as ourselves. And then as you go into the discussion together, it's really you are who you are right there, and you're calm and you're present. So it's wonderful. And we call it the Portex. I'm trying to think. Yeah, if you have if you have a link, Will, you might give that to them, um, or it,
Yeah.
yeah, or you can go to transformationaltools.com/newsletters, and the newsletter for the month has everything in there you'll need to know about the Vortex.
Yeah. And he's
Right.
right at 4 to 5:30.
Oh, there's John. He came in. Good. All right. All right. Well, Leslie, I think we're ready.
Do our readings. Yeah. Fun part.
Well,
All right.
did we want to say anything more about equinox? I think maybe we said what we need to. So, okay.
Yes, I guess. I'm so far ahead of that now. It's like I forgot.
Yeah, I know. Me too.
Just to remind everybody, it's a time to bring ourselves in balance and bring our chakras to light up, and that will be helpful. So if you do any you can look it up online too, and
yeah,
find wonderful celebrations there.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, our first person is Sandra.
Okay, Sandra, let's see what's up for you. Okay, Sandra, I'm going to take this down so that we can, let's see here. Okay, I have to find it first. Okay, here it is. There we go. Okay, Sandra, it's a celebration. Now, celebration is such a beautiful card, and a lot of times it comes up when we wonder why we're celebrating. But there's a part in the Luminaries book about this that I want to read to you. It's let's see here, page 36 for those of you who have your Luminaries handy. It says, join the chorus in joyous celebration. New life bursts forth as the old transforms. You have done your part. Now, when things happen that that are kind of concerning, what we want to do is to celebrate that we have the tools, celebrate that there are things happening for people that we love, and that we can just hold that desire for them to be very present in their own inner self, and that they will find the way, and that in itself is a celebration. But this is also saying, Sandra, that you're at that point where you're ready for the harvest to be reaped, because you have been working on yourself for a long time. You've developed a lot, and just to be celebrating where you are now.
Beautiful. Well, the color card that goes with that is Strength in Orange. Strength in Orange. And we've talked about orange today. Alive, present, sensual, and happy. All these beautiful emotions can come from that place in the orange center. So it's saying, feel that celebration, take it into yourself, and celebrate your emotions. Celebrate how you feel and how you express that. Yeah.
All right.
All right. Jeannie S. is next.
All right, Jeannie, let's see what's happening for you with Luminaries today. This is another really good one for Jeannie, but it's also for all of us. And this is about presence. And we've been saying be in the moment, be present. But when you do that and you're in the moment within your inner self and you're in the moment being open to the universe, what happens is you feel a presence. You feel that there is uh, a, a connection with the center of all. And some people might call it God. So there's a lot of different names, but it has to do with the fact that you feel the presence of the divine. And that's really what we want, is to be able to be here and be quiet enough, be listening enough that we really feel that presence. Now I'm going to see there might be something else here. So it says presence is there and here. Presence is other and yet individual. Presence is as far away as you require and as near as you will allow. That is such an important concept and shifts, filling your perceived void, reminding you that you are not alone. So presence is not something you can try to make happen. You have to be open to it and receiving in order for it to be there for you. Anything else you get, Leslie?
I guess that being aware of your own process as far as presence comes, and know that it can be a companion for you this week. And you might notice these colors out there, the deep indigo and the light blue and white and very high frequency. The card is Lesson in Lime Green.
That's a real interesting one with this one.
It is, with a companion. It says, use your power with integrity. I think you should speak to this, the lime green part.
Well, for you, Jeannie, what I'm feeling is that I don't know if you've always recognized how much you are an influencer and how much you bring to the table around your family and friends and just in the world. And lime green is wanting you to focus in on that. It has the green of the heart in it, has the yellow of the solar plexus, and it has the white of the divine energy. And what it's bringing together is how we can be even greater influences. We can be more in touch with the spirit. We can be so present, and that is why presence is here with us. And we can bring to this world something that is uniquely yours, and that's what is here for Jeannie. And Jeannie, the other thing is, notice that the complementary color is the magenta, and magenta is compassion. So as you are honing this part of you that has leadership, you're also bringing in that compassion along with it.
Yeah, and I was getting that leadership position, you need compassion for not only the people that you're offering it to, but for yourself. It's a two-way thing. So compassion with this wonderful, heartfelt, service. So,
yes, exactly. And each of us over time begin to realize the uniqueness of what we have to offer. Somehow we get the idea it has to be some big thing that everybody notices, or I don't know what. But it's big, but it's big because it's coming from your truth, from your center, from your unique contribution.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, next person is Sid.
All right, Sid. Let's see what's up here, Sid. That's not it. Okay. Oh, all right, Sid. Are you ready for this? This is the last one in the deck. It's called Ecstasy, and it has the number 13. Wow. This is one for you to work with, Sid. Sid is an artist, and she's really connected to color and to design. And okay, what's coming through me, Sid, is to tell you, depict what ecstasy is right now for you through your art. And then be with that. Let that go into your whole body, your whole understanding, because be ready, because there's something more that's coming through you, more that is where you're going to be taken in your work. So just get into alignment with ecstasy.
That's such a beautiful card. Oh my. And wow, here's a wonderful part of it is strength in orange.
Oh, good. Because that's a big part of ecstasy, even though you don't have to have you don't have to feel it in the way we usually think is. We just have to be it.
Mm-hmm.
But that strength in orange.
So what came through really strongly was feel joy. Feel joy. And body-centered emotions. Like let them arise and let them be expressed during this time. Joy just was like red banner on a big, sign.
Yeah.
Allow that to come through, even in times when you think, well, I'm not particularly feeling joy. But when you're doing your artwork, when you're immersed in something that you think, oh, this is just wonderful, just help that be magnified. Let it course through your whole body, and this isn't a word I use much, but I was going to say indulge in that a little bit.
Yes.
Allow yourself to have it and feel it and just beam it.
Exactly.
Yeah, wonderful. Okay, Courtney.
All right, Courtney. Let's see what's up for Courtney. That's not it. Well, maybe it's toward the end. Okay. Crown. Okay, so crown, Courtney, often comes up when you're at a point in your life where you're shifting into a new frequency, or you're shifting more closely into who you really are. And this is a really important card. It has the number 10. So 10 is always the ending of a certain process and moving into something new. But what I want to do is to read two things from this, because there's a lot to crown. This is your time to be recognized. Will you boldly accept the crown of awakening? So this is a crown of awakening, not as one who stands above others, but as one who shares in the journey of becoming fully present and accepts responsibility for living a unique contribution. So this is really important, Courtney, for you to recognize who you are. And I think you do in many ways, but this is awakening to the fact that you have a very unique contribution, and that you will be knowing what that is more and more, and that you will be feeling maybe a little bit like, is this really true? But just be with it, because eventually it will feel very comfortable to you.
Indeed, indeed. The beautiful, to me, it's almost like a mirror. It's like, it's so bright and sparkly, and yellow is clarity. And it's like you get to see more of that self that you are. And wowie wow, you got lesson in indigo. And
Wow.
it's saying, trust what you know. You know what you know. And indigo is such a high frequency color too. So it's
this one comes up often when we're in the midst of some kind of change, and that we're not quite listening to that knowing that we have. We're not quite accepting of what we have in us. And, I think the problem is that we think somehow we have to share it with everybody. This is not necessarily about sharing any of it. This is about living it, which is very different. And your contribution will be so comfortable after a while within you, and it will be so much who you are, that you will feel like, I have known this my whole life, but I haven't known it. It's like that we know it inside, but until the time comes that we're being called to be that in its fullness, we don't quite get it until we get to that point.
And I also want to say, this is about your uniqueness, your own particular brand of Courtney.
Yes.
And to accept it, to know it, to let it be who you are, and let this new maybe way of thinking about yourself or defining yourself, it's like you are moving in that direction. You are beginning to accept that, yeah, this is who I am, really is who I am. And that's saying, trust that, and trust what comes to you about that.
But it doesn't need to be flaunted. It needs to be real.
Yeah,
and you have to use that inner knowing as to what you say, how you say it, and you don't want to scare the other people around you, and you don't want to have them think that there's something wrong with you, which, we all get that from time to time. But this is more about being a person that others are comfortable with, because you're not trying to make them different. You're just trying to be fully who you are, and you are expressing it by the love that's in you, not by the words that you say particularly, except that the words will also start coming out in such a loving way.
That's really good to remember for all of us. Yeah, it is about the energy and making others know that they can be comfortable and receptive to each other, you and them. It's wonderful. Good explanation. Yes.
She says, I agree. Very good lessons. I truly want to move into this. And because the desire is there, Courtney, just take the desire and trust the process.
All right. Will is next.
Okay. We're going a little long today, but I guess that's okay.
Yeah. We have two more after Will.
Okay. All right. Will, yours is awakened. Awakened. I think that's awakened. I have to stop.
That is.
Okay, so awakened is because you got that and it's already the card for the week. This is like doubly important to you, and it has the numbers 4 and 9. So you are born anew. I would suggest that you take those words, Will, and sit with us and say, in what way am I born anew? Because you've been evolving, and it's like the earth, even like if when a new plant comes up, that plant may have been there that a year before, but it's born anew for the season. So this is going to be interesting to see how you are born anew.
Mhm. Mhm. All right. So the card that goes with this is Strength in Magenta.
Oh, what a great card to go with it. Awakened and compassionate. Woohoo! Now, my one has a little bit different look to it, but they're both magenta. Yeah, yours has a little more blue in it. Mine looks more red. But it is that one. It depends on our computers somehow. I may have to see if I can adjust the computer a little.
Yep. Yeah. Strength in Magenta, compassion. I always look at these as helpers through our week. And the lime green, here's lime green again.
Yeah,
too,
yeah.
because that's the compliment.
Yeah.
So that heartfelt, bringing forth that information from the heart.
Yeah.
And bringing forth that compassion. And compassion always in my understanding is, from that place of self and others.
Yes.
So,
yes.
Yeah. Awesome. Okay. Tess or Night Eagle. Tess.
All right, Tess. We're so happy to have you here today. All right. Let's see. What is up for Tess? Oh, all right. So Tess, this one is called Integrity. And it is about, do you see, it looks like a doorway in the middle there, and it's called the Emerald Doorway. And there may be parts of you that still have not come into your own wholeness. So if you can just imagine that these little figures that are in the circle here waiting to go through the doorway are part of you, and you can invite them to go through that doorway. And what they do is they become part of your wholeness. And it really helps when you bring these attributes that have been separated from you and you bring them into you. It is a part of your evolution. It is part of how you can understand and know yourself in this time in a way that's transcending what you may have known of yourself earlier.
I want to say, with that integrity, that it's about integration.
Yes.
Integrity, integration. So what they're saying is, be open to integration of those parts and bringing them back home to yourself. Those parts that you might feel like, man, I could use that, and then there that can be.
Yeah.
That come back to you. So integration, and you're going to have a helper. The helper is Lesson in Silver.
Oh, nice.
Oh, silver is very high. It says, choose what you value. So as you're integrating these parts of yourself, bring silver. I mean, if you have something silver around the house, or you wear a silver neck part, or you have, items that are silver, it's nice to have them out in the house.
Yeah.
And, to remind you that this color, it's a more receptive color. So you're going to be receiving these parts back to yourself. So this is really helping you to bring that receptivity back and just say, I am willing to receive these parts of myself back to myself and integrate them into my new energy patterns. And boy, we talked about
Silver is a feminine energy, so it's very helpful in being kind and loving in a way that it really loves these parts of you that are now being asked to come into the integrity of your wholeness. I want to say one more thing, and that is that sometimes people are at a point where they need a little extra help when they're bringing home these parts of themselves that have been separated. And Leslie and I each do it in a little bit different way, but we want you to know that we are available. And if you go into transformationaltools.com/sessions, it gives Leslie's email where you can contact her. And at the bottom of the page, it's where you can go ahead and set up an appointment with me. Um, and and I love the fact that our ways of doing this are a bit different, but they are very right for the person. So if you feel that that's something you want, you will know which one of us is the one for you.
I love that you said literally made a list yesterday of what I truly value.
Yeah.
Yay.
Yay.
This really acknowledges that for you.
Yeah.
Kindness is your strongest one, and great with a silver lining too. Yes.
I just love the fact that you took that from the cards. That really is nice because you means that you're absorbing what the cards are here to help you with.
Mhm. All
Do
right.
come back and visit us again because we
Yeah.
love having you here, Tess.
Come back. All right, John is our last one here.
Okay.
John.
All right. Let's see.
Oh, great.
All right. So the one that I have for you, John, is this is the spheres of intention. And this would be a great time, John, for you to use spheres of intention because um, a lot of things have changed in your life. And this is a time to be in that meditative space in the center of this card, kind of like I see you sitting like a Buddha in the center there. I don't know if you could sit with that, your legs like that. I know I can't anymore, but anyway, as you sit there, your intentions will go out and they will be received. And it could be by people who are informed, but they can also be received by those who are in the ethers that are here to help us. And so remember how much help you have. Just get clear about your intentions. And you know that we can bring energy to that, not by making them happen, but simply by uh, uh, paying attention to them. Because it's not like we want to push anything, we don't want to make things happen. We just want to be available for what is there for us from the universe.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is so full of light. I mean, it's just amazing.
Yeah.
So the color card with it is strength in lime green.
Oh, John, you get the cards that I just say it's so much funny because the universe is pushing you or really telling you things that you may not have fully allowed yourself to know.
Yeah. Yep. And it says powerful and heart centered. This is telling me if you go in with your heart open and you work with this energy, it's going to be so uplifting and full of light.
Yes.
What I'm getting, really uplifting.
And always remember to bring your discernment with you.
Yes. Yes.
Oh, well, that was such fun. Mm.
It was. What a great time.
Yes. So please, folks, invite your friends. We are really excited to do some more things in our uh, in the Vortal subscription group, and we hope that you will invite people to be a part of that as well. So if you have any problems and you have questions, you can get me at arlene@transformationaltools.com, and just send me an email, and we'll take care of it.
I love that Will said the Northern Lights glow lime green.
Oh, that's great.
Magenta too, but lime green.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we will see you next week. And boy, is this month going fast. So
Yes.
let's remind ourselves, put it on your calendar, and we will see you then. We love you so much, and we wish you so much beauty and love and compassion and all the things in your life.
Mm-hmm.
So it is.
Thank you. Have a great week.